Hey there Windowers, and welcome to this week's live stream. Thank you all for being here. Sorry that there's been a slight delay for this one starting. I've just had, as you can probably guess, technical problems because it seems to always happen to me. So yeah, apologies for the delay, but thank you so much for your patience. So hopefully The plan is that we're going to have a look at build 22,000.51. So I have this set up already in a virtual machine, and yeah, everything was going too well. I think I've said this before, everything was going too well. So I had it all set up yesterday, you know, I checked it, I was messing around, checking that everything was working. When I went back to it today, I realized that I actually am missing some of the new features. So my install of the build, for some reason, doesn't have the new store and also doesn't have the new widget panel. So I was trying to work out and do a bit of troubleshooting as to why that was happening. So at the moment, I've tried a few things. I've tried joining the insider program with my burner account, which for some reason from within that build doesn't seem to work. So at the moment, I'm literally trying to, I've set up a new user account basically with my actual Microsoft account, which is already inside the insider program. And I'm at the point now where it's just about to sign in, and I'm hoping that that is going to solve the problem. So yeah, I will show you the virtual machine in a second, but like I said, just give me a couple of minutes. Literally, I'm just going to check that it's all actually signing in. Yeah, it looks like it is. So I'm just going through the out-of-box experience at the moment. So while I'm doing this, how are you all? Let's have a little catch up. So yeah, again, thank you for your patience. I know it took a little bit of a extended time to start up this evening. So yeah, how are we all? Are we all doing okay? I can see we've got a few people in the chat. Thank you for being here. Now, one thing I have noticed about this build is that there are definitely more options in the out-of-box experience, so it takes a little bit longer to click through them all. Okay, so Gareth says, I'm okay. How about you? I am good, Gareth. Yep, thank you for asking. I'm good. Yeah, I was good until I got to my classic technical problems. Now, this looks like this may have made a difference. Let's find out. Yeah, so I mean, I know a lot of you guys are probably actually running this build yourself. So let me know, actually, are you running this or are you running it on an actual hardware? I've not tried this on actual hardware. I've always been running these builds in virtual machines. So the performance for me in virtual machines has not been very good. I've managed to, I think, get it probably as best I can, but it's still a little bit sluggish. I don't know if that's just me. So I'm using VMware on Mac. I don't know about anyone else. Obviously, please feel free to let me know. I don't know if there are maybe... Does VirtualBox do it better? I've got no idea. I don't even know if it is the virtualization that's causing the problem. Not sure. Okay, so hello to Windows 7.7. I recognize you from the last stream. Thank you for being here again. And CEO says that I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. That is good to know. Void Pointer says that they installed the build with the ISO and all features are working. Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know. I always have technical problems, don't I? Dominic says, have you managed to get more sleep since the past voice chats? Not really. No, not really. I don't sleep very well. So Flamepoint says, I have it running on my secondary PC. How is it on your PC? How is it on hardware? I've not tried it on real hardware, so I'm not sure. Hello to Floor12344. Thank you for being here. And if you've just joined, thank you for joining, because I can see we have got some more people now. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be having a look at Windows 11 build 22,000.51. I'm just in the process of trying to get basically the new store and widget panel working so I can actually show these to you. So for some reason in my install of the build, they were not working. Yeah, so I mean, I've signed in with my personal Microsoft account. I'm at the desktop, but now I don't know what this is doing. I'll show you actually. Let me just switch to this. So yeah, this is where I am currently. I'm at the desktop here, but yeah, there's a massive lag going on with this virtual machine. Sectorwire says, what if this fails as well? Okay, so worst case scenario, if I literally cannot get the new store or widget panel, then I can show you all the other features and I'll literally do what I would do in a video. So if it was a normal episode, you know, sometimes I do run into problems and I don't manage to fix them for whatever reason. If that happens in a normal episode, then I will just usually show a screenshot of, you know, the thing that I've not been able to show you. So worst case scenario, I'll just show you some screenshots of what we're meant to be looking at. Yeah, so you can see we're at the desktop. Now I'm just going to quickly, just bear with me 1 minute, I'm going to switch back away from this. And I'm just going to verify that, I don't know if this has made any difference. Let's actually find out. I'm just being careful with my personal Microsoft account because it's obviously got my email and stuff on it. So just being a little bit careful. So yeah, hello to Draculatec. I probably said that really wrong, but thank you for being here. Who else has just joined? If you've just joined, give a little hello so I can say hello to you. Oh yeah, this is so laggy. This is really laggy, this machine. I had this problem last time, didn't I? Oh, and it's revived itself. Yep, so currently I have the old Microsoft store. So maybe now if I check for updates here under this new account, let's see if it actually pulls the new store. So I did ask some people on the Discord about this, and apparently you need to update the store. If you don't have the new store, you need to update the store via the store, which is kind of weird. So let's see if it actually finds... I'll show you this again actually, because it should be okay here. You can't see my email or anything. I mean, it's not a massive deal if you see my email, but can't be too careful, can you? Zach says, Mac on Mac spin-off channel when? Never. Sorry. Never. I mean, I use Mac OS, but I'm not really that interested in Mac OS. It's just Windows, really, that I'm interested in. Yeah. So, wait, am I going to get any updates? Doesn't look like it, does it? People that have been running this build, how have you found it? Have you found it to be a bit buggy? It seems to be a little bit buggy. So for example, when I was trying to join the Windows Insider program, I had to go through that whole process maybe about 5 times. And I'd get to the point where it said, you know, restart to change your settings and check for updates, but it was not doing that. It was not restarting. It was just literally going back to, you know, the settings page and nothing was happening. So a little bit buggy, maybe. Gabriel says, why are you using a Mac if this is a Windows channel? This is a very popular question, and I'll give you the short version of this. Yeah, look, I do have some updates. Okay, do I have a store update here? Let's check. Apparently not at the moment, although when I did this process earlier, I got a certain number of updates first, like I have now, and then maybe a minute or so later, it like doubled the amount of updates. So it may appear, hopefully, in this list. But to answer your question, Gabriel, the reason that I'm using a Mac is because I got fed up with Windows 10. So at the moment, I'm at a stage where I may consider coming back to Windows. It just depends on basically how Windows 11 pans out. So with the insider builds over the summer, I'm just going to wait and see basically until we get a bit closer to the release date what's actually going on, you know, what features we get and whether I like it enough to come back. The good thing about Mac is that it's just very reliable. So I mean, you don't, you know, the problem with Windows inherently is that because it's designed to run on lots of hardware, obviously to have hardware issues and driver issues and stuff. With Mac, obviously that's only designed to run on a very small selection of hardware, so you don't usually have as many problems such as, like I said, driver problems. So yeah, it's good for reliability. That's one good thing about Mac. Right, so Void Pointer says, the only bug I found is with Explorer because sometimes it goes back to Windows 10 Explorer. Wow, I've not seen that. That sounds peculiar. Flamepoint says it's slightly buggy. Yeah, this is one of the things that Dominic showed me in voice chat. Yes, that's interesting. So actually, any funny bugs like that, we can have a look at those later as well. We'll definitely do. So I think what we'll do first is we'll look at the new features, and then when we've done that, we'll come back to the bugs and so on, and we'll have a little play with it. So Dylan says, do you think they'll remove the control panel in future builds? Hopefully, yes. I mean, the control panel, this whole thing about transitioning settings over to the control, from control panel to settings, it's taken almost a decade so far, right? So it started with Windows 8. Now, I know in Windows 8, technically, that was a different settings app. But I would imagine when they were developing Windows 10, when they developed the new Windows 10 settings app, I would imagine it would have been quite, like, relatively easy to have pulled all the settings from the Windows 8 app over to the 10 app, right? So I don't think that would have been much of a problem. So yeah, assuming that wouldn't have taken a long time, it's literally been almost a decade and we still have the control panel, which is not good really, is it? Not good. I mean, good for compatibility with older hardware and stuff, but not good in terms of a consistent user interface. Yeah, so it looks like I'm not getting offered any more updates, so I'm not sure what's going on here. It could just be something funny that's happened in the install of this build. Oh, actually, wait. So Microsoft Store modified minutes ago. So does that mean I can exit this? And I don't know whether I need to restart, but let's see if... Yeah, so look, that's just going to go back into the same app. So let me come out of here a second. Let me quickly restart this and we'll see if that's made any difference at all. I am not sure, but we will find out. So yeah, Dakota says control panel is definitely on its way out, with it basically being nothing at this point. I mean, there's a lot of things still in control panel, right? And I'd imagine some of those things are still there just because it would be extremely difficult to actually get those like bits of stuff out of a control panel into settings without breaking things. I think that's going to be a big problem, like especially with older apps. Because Windows is really good with backwards compatibility, right? So with older apps especially, I'd imagine it would be quite difficult to keep that compatibility and strip things out of control panel that they might need. So yeah, it definitely can't be easy. To Microsoft's credit, it can't be an easy thing to do. Because again, let me just go back to virtual machine. Yeah, look, I've still got the old store. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Can't remember. Something about control panel. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I cannot get it. Cannot get it. Has anyone got any advice? Anything I could try quickly to get this new store? I just don't know why I've not got it here. So Gabriel says maybe after you do the rest of the updates. So let's press this again. And then if I go to settings, I'm going to come out of this again. I'm just trying to protect my Microsoft account, so apologies for this. But yeah, let me actually go to settings and I'll see if I've got any updates offered here. So if you've just joined, thanks for being here. I'm just currently trying to get a couple of new features that I should have in this build to hopefully show you. So I have everything apart from the new store and the new widgets panel. So I'm currently using my personal Microsoft account, hence the blank screen, just to see if that's made any difference, because I'm in the insider program. So I don't know whether you have to be in the program to get some of the features. So yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see actually. Let's check the widgets panel. Has that changed? Yeah, Void Pointed says reinstall. I could do, but again, that would take a long time. Alex says you have to update Windows 11 to get the new features. It happened to me as well. I am an insider plus VMware. Yeah, so I'm assuming you're talking about updates in the settings app, because I am not getting offered any for some reason. Now Bandis says, I'm pretty sure this build of Windows 11 is bugged and it can't find the... interesting. See, mine has found an update. I don't know if it's the update, but it did update the store a minute ago. But yeah, it still looks the same. Although actually, now that I've said that, I've now got even more updates apparently. So, okay, that's weird. Nicholas says, did you not try running Windows Update? Yes, I've tried it a few times and I'm not getting any. I think I got one actually. I think I got a cumulative, if I can say it, a cumulative update, but that didn't appear to change anything, I don't think. Zach says, does it really take a long time to install this build? The leaked build installed in 5 minutes on bare metal hardware. I think with virtualization, it depends a lot on what program you use to virtualize and what settings you use. So for me, it took quite a long time, but it's running a lot better now that it is installed. So I think it just depends a lot on how you're actually virtualizing it. I'd imagine, you know, on recent hardware anyway, you know, hardware that's technically meant to be compatible, it would run a lot better. Evan says, are you sure you're on 22,000.51 and not 20,000? Sure I am. Let's find out. Yeah, so I'm definitely on the 0.51 revision, definitely. Yeah, so, right, let me just come out of this. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to the machine. I'm going to go back to my non-personal Microsoft account. So yeah, I think what we'll do for now, guys, because I do want to make sure that we have a look at this build anyway, because you know, it's something that I think a lot of people will want to look at. So let's just focus on basically what I can show you, which, to be fair, is actually still probably most of what the features are anyway. So like I said, it's only the new store that I've not got at the moment, and then there's a slightly updated widgets panel. So if you look at mine, I've got the widget panel from the last build, so the leaked build that leaked a couple of weeks ago. I've still got this old style one. So I mean, I can't, for example, add any widgets. I've basically just got the news and interests view from Windows 10. That's what I'm looking at. So this is, I'm assuming, one of the things that will come through in an update that for some reason I have not been offered. So yeah, actually, now that I've said that, let me very quickly do one more thing, because we do have some changes in the lock screen in this build as well. So let me just go here. So yeah, I'm just going to remove my actual Microsoft account for now, so I can show you the lock screen changes. Okay. Just need to sign out of that. Perfect. Okay, and then let's go back to my burner account. Right, so then I'll just remove that for now. Yes, delete account. Just give that a second. Yeah, Dominic, so I've checked WinVer, and I'll show you actually. I do have the correct revision. I do have it, so yeah, 22,000.51, definitely. So yeah, peculiar that, isn't it? But I mean, to be fair, it's an insider build, right? So we can expect that there are bugs. This could just be one of those bugs, right? It could literally just be that maybe sometimes if your account that you've used or whatever, you might not get some of the features straight away. It could just be that maybe I'll get them in a couple of days. Right. Yeah, so Gareth, I am in the dev channel. Yeah, definitely. I am. My personal account's in the dev channel. Yeah. But before we look at the new features, I'll just show you this quickly actually. So yeah, if you go on here, so this is my burner account. So if now this is also in the insider program. If I go to the settings, now earlier it just said get started, and so if you look here, I am in the insider program with this Microsoft account. So I'll show you what happened earlier. Let's see if it repeats the same thing. So so you select your account, which like I said is already in the program, so I've selected that, and then you can choose what channel. So obviously dev channel, continue, and then you get this prompt that says restart now. So when I did this earlier, it did not restart and nothing changed. It just went back to the same settings page. So yeah, you can see it's done the same thing there. So this could be an issue maybe just with this build. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look at the things that we can actually look at. And like I said, it's most of the things anyway, to be fair, so you're not going to miss out on a lot. The new store, really, it's just a UI change. I mean, the functionality is no different at the moment. We don't have access to Android apps or anything like that at the moment. It's just a UI change. Split wires. It wasn't already set to the dev channel. Yeah, that's a good point. So actually, wait. Assuming that that's a bug with this build, there's a way that I can change what channel I'm in the registry editor. Am I correct? Does anyone know off the top of their heads how I can do that? Because that might be a thing worth doing actually. Because obviously through that interface, it's not changing it, is it? Even if I select dev channel, it's not like actually sticking those settings, is it? It's just reverting back to whatever it was to start with. So yeah, if anyone actually knows, if you want to let me know quickly, just send me a message. If you remember how to do it in regedit, I can do that, because there is a way that you can change what ring you're in. It used to be called rings, didn't it? But what channel you're in the registry editor. So we could maybe do that. Yeah, so anyway, we'll put that on hold for the moment. So let's come back to this build and look at the new features. So firstly, let's go back to the lock screen, because we have some changes here. So we now have on the lock screen a centered time and date, which is new, and this looks really good, doesn't it, by the way? What do you think about this? This looks so good in that new font. So if you don't know, Windows 11 has a new font, and it's called Sego UI Variable, so it's a slightly updated version of the Windows 10 font, which I think looks really good. So yeah, you can see compared to the Windows 10 lock screen, we've got a few changes here. It's mainly just the time and date being centered up here, rather than, I think it was in this bottom left hand corner in Windows 10, wasn't it? And then yeah, so on the sign-in screen, we've basically just got more rounded corners coming into the user interface here. So you can see on the pin box, you've now got rounded corners. You've got a little underline in your, I believe this is the accent color, which I think is a nice little thing, isn't it? I like that. And you can see on all the buttons down here, again, we've got rounded corners, which we didn't have in Windows 10. Although, interestingly, if you click on them, you just get the normal square corner Windows 10 little pop-up, which I'm assuming that they're going to change. But obviously, for now, they haven't done that. Same here. So that's a Windows 10 pop-up. Same here. In fact, that's a Windows 8 pop-up.
Make your computer easier to use.
That really has to be changed ASAP. And then, there you go. There you can see now we've got Windows 10 menu on the power options. Yes, thank you, Luigi. You cannot see them because my face cam is in the way. Let me quickly do this and I'll hopefully remove myself so that you can actually see these. Yeah, so these are the little things I was talking about. So you can see you've got the rounded corners on these elements, but then if you actually click on them, I was just saying that you actually go then back into the Windows 10 menus. So hopefully they will change these. So this is a Windows 10 menu, this is a Windows 10 menu, this is a Windows 8 menu. And the power options, interestingly, does actually have an updated Windows 11 menu. So we've got 3 generations of Windows in that little area there at the moment. So hopefully they will change that. Okay. So then let's sign in here. And I will bring myself back. Hopefully. Yep. Look, here I am, like magic. Okay, so now that we're signed in, there are some changes to the desktop here compared to the last build, which was build 21996.1. It was 0.1, wasn't it? Yeah, so there are a few changes. Not a lot, but there's a few changes. So the taskbar is exactly the same, as far as I'm aware. Same desktop icons by default. The only change is in the system tray. So I'll just quickly remove myself to show you this. So yeah, in the system tray, we now have something that I was hoping that they were going to do, which they have kind of done halfly, which was to bring the system tray and action center from Windows 10X over to Windows 11. So they have kind of done that, not entirely, but it's very similar. So for example, we still have the Windows 10 overflow menu here, where you can click this little arrow and you'll get all your extra like third-party app and extra system tray icons. So this has not changed from Windows 10. Now this was, I believe, this was not in the Windows 10X implementation of the System Tray and Action Center. In the 10X version, all of these system icons here that would have been in this overflow menu, they were actually put into the Windows 10X Action Center. So this is slightly different to Windows 10X, at least at the moment. Now I don't know if that's because they've changed their plans and they're not going to bring over that implementation completely the way it was, or it could just be that they just haven't got around to doing that yet. But for whatever reason, we still have this little Windows 10 overflow menu. And yeah, just bear with me guys, because I'm going to stop just to have a look in chat, because I've not actually seen what people are saying for a few minutes. So Bandis says, is it possible to disable the spaced text on Windows 11? I'm not sure actually, not sure about that. What else have we got? Richard says, this is a good question. How will Windows 11, let me bring myself back here. How will Windows 11 be updated since 22,000 is the RTM build? Yeah, this is potentially confusing, isn't it? Now, I'm a bit confused by this, but if you know more, if anyone knows more than me about this, then please feel free to correct me in chat and I'll correct myself if I see your message. But this is how I believe this is going to work. So 22,000 is the build, right? And this is going to be the RTM or final version of Windows 11 that's going to be coming out hopefully in fall. The way that Microsoft are developing Windows 11 is, I believe, slightly different to how it used to be. Now, I think Windows 10 at the moment is being developed in a similar way, but you know, sort of from a few years ago and before that, it was kind of different. So now they're using what they call builds and build revisions. So 22,000 is the RTM build. However, it has different revisions. So for example, on here, if we go to WinVer, you can see in the information here that gives you the build of the operating system, we have build 22,000 and then we have a 0.51. So this 51, the 0.51, this is signifying that this is build 22,000, but it's the revision 51 of this build. So for a single build, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is how it works, there are different revisions. So whilst 22,000 is the RTM build, we don't know currently what revision of that build will be the RTM build. So, you know, it could be 22,000.1000, 22,000.10, no idea. But this just happens to be revision 51. And I believe that's basically, in a nutshell, how it works. Obviously slightly simplified, but in a nutshell. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to check chat again quickly. Jonathan says, is it still possible to enable the Windows 10 start menu? I believe it is. That is something that you can do from regedit. Oh, and actually that reminds me, someone sent me this. I think it might have been Flame Pointer. Could you just copy and paste those registry keys again for me, please? And I'll aim to do that in a moment. The registry keys for the Insider program. I'll try and do that in a minute. Okay, let me just get rid of myself again for a second. So if you come back to the system tray down here, we'll have a look at what else has changed. So we have a new design on the actual icons. If you hover over them, you now get this nice little rounded corner rectangle-y thing, which I love. By the way, I've not said this yet, but I love the way that the UI is going in Windows 11. I'm living for this. This is so much better than Windows 10s. And I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Specifically when we talk about the settings app, which I am currently in love with. So yeah, you've got a new design here when you hover over the icons. When you click on them, and this is different to on the lock screen, right? You do actually now have rounded corners on the little flyouts as well. So this looks like, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like the Windows 10 flyout, but just with rounded corners. So you can see you've got that here. Now, the only icons that are in the system tray by default, if you're running English US with US English set as your main language in Windows, you won't get this language indicator. This is only here because I've got the display language set to United Kingdom, so it gives me a way to switch between them. So that wouldn't always be there. If you're running on a laptop, you would have a battery icon by default, but obviously I'm not, so I don't have that. So the only two icons I have by default are the network icon and the sound icon, and you can see these are now acting as one combined system tray icon. So this is different to all previous versions of Windows, right? So they're now actually grouped. All these default system icons are grouped, apart from the language indicator, are grouped into one clickable icon. So when you click this, you now get here what used to be in the Action Center. So these are the quick actions that used to be in Windows 10's Action Center. So you can see by default, we've got 6 things here. We have Bluetooth, airplane mode, night light, focus assist, and accessibility options, and then just the sound slider or volume slider. You can click this and it just allows you to change your output device here. And obviously this just goes to the settings app where you can change even more settings. Now you can add things here like you could in Windows 10. So I'll show you what options you get. You've got these 4 extra options. You have connect to obviously devices. Option for keyboard layout, which I believe used to be in the system tray, but now it's here, and I love that as well. That's so much cleaner. Option for activating nearby sharing, and an option for project. So there you go. These are your complete selection of options if you wish. So yeah, I love that. Love it. And you've got a quick link here to the settings app, again, just like in Windows 10. Now, for those of you that are eagle-eyed, or those of you that may have been running this build already, the date and time in the taskbar is now right aligned rather than center aligned, which is also different to previous versions of Windows. So yeah, if you click this, this is now a combination of the old date and time flyout from Windows 10, i.e. the calendar flyout, and the old Action Center. So both of those things are now combined into one area here, which again, I love this. And one of the things, actually, I'm using macOS for those of you that don't know at the moment. One of the things that annoys me about macOS is that if you click on the system date and time in the corner, it takes you to the macOS widget panel. But you don't actually get any, you don't get a calendar, for example, unless you add it as a widget. But in Windows 10, you get the calendar and your notifications, which is brilliant. I love that. So you can expand the calendar to get a larger one here, and obviously you can flip through it. I'm assuming you can click and add an event, but I've not tried this. Can you do that? I'm not sure. Possibly it could just be a bit laggy, but maybe not. And this follows your accent color as well, which is really nice. So yeah, you got this down here, and then obviously all your notifications are up here, all grouped together, and you can just scroll through these as you like. So let's just get rid of some of these. And then we'll just see what's here. So these are, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, these are all options from Windows 10, I think. So you can change the priority of the notifications, a quick link to the notification center, and turn off notifications for this particular app. And obviously you can close them, and there was a clear all ability there. Now, when those notifications were there, hopefully you noticed that we had a little number down in the corner. There was a little 6 in a little circle, obviously showing you how many notifications you had. And basically, this replaces, obviously, Windows 10's Action Center button. So there's no longer a dedicated Action Center button. It's just been amalgamated into the date and time area. And again, I love it. I'm living for it. What do you guys think? I think the system tray now looks a lot cleaner. What do you think? I really like this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in chat. I'll just bring myself back here for a second. Yep, so Vista says it's clean, I like it too. I like you, Vista. You had an amazing UI. Anyone else voting for bringing back the Vista UI? Because that would just be perfection. Can you imagine having Aero in this as well? That would be brilliant. Luigi agrees as well. Yep, awesome. CEO says the system tray looks decent. Diogo says, ooh, neat. Yeah. Zeno says, my only problem is that the seconds don't show in the clock flyout. Ah, yeah, that would be useful, wouldn't it? Yeah, I didn't notice that actually. That would be useful. Yeah, that was in Windows 10, wasn't it? When you had the full time in the flyout, that would be useful actually. Jonathan says, where the calendar used to be, is there an agenda? It doesn't look like it. No. So at the moment, it doesn't look like any events show up here. But actually, we can check that, couldn't we? If we maybe add one. Let's see if it shows up. Let's find out. So what are we on? 2nd of July. Okay, let's add a quick event here. So start the WoW now. Okay, what time are we on? So Windows 11 thinks it's 11:42, which is not correct, but we'll go with this. Ooh, hang on. What's going on here? Why can't I click? Ah, it's not an all-day event. That's why. Okay, so if we put this for 11:45 to 11:50, location, home. Okay, remind me. 0 minutes before save. Right, let's see if this appears here. I don't think it will. But yeah, no. So yeah, it doesn't appear that anything comes up there, but let's see if anything happens at that time anyway. Right, yeah, so GP is now talking about the show desktop thing. So yeah, let me actually get rid of myself so you can see this properly. Yeah, so the last thing that's changed in the system tray is the show desktop icon or selector or toggle. So it's now invisible, which again, I love this. I think this is brilliant. For such a long time, I always thought that that show desktop toggle looked really ugly. Again, let me know what you think, but I just thought that was really ugly, especially in Windows 7 where it was just it just stood out so much, didn't it? It was completely unnecessary. But yeah, now it's invisible. So you can obviously still do that thing where you click down here and show your desktop, but you don't see anything visibly until you put your mouse there. So you can see it's literally just a very small line. And yeah, I love that. Love it. So, I mean, everything I've seen so far, as a long-time Windows fan, and especially, you know, having to live through a few disasters, such as Windows 8 and so on, what I've seen so far, to me, is very positive. There have been a lot of very small things that have been added or changed. And yeah, I love it. I love it so far. And again, let me know what you guys think. Why? How are you finding, you know, rounded corners and the new Mika transparency thing? Again, I'll talk about a bit more of this in a minute. Okay, so Dominic says the show desktop button no longer follows Fitts law. So that would be Fitts law is about having to, you know, where you can ram your mouse into the corner and click it. So is that what you're meaning? Can you no longer do that? Can you not ram your mouse? I mean, I can't do it in the virtual machine because it's in a window, but on actual, you know, on hardware, you could ram your mouse right down into the corner and just click anywhere down here. Yeah, it looks like you might be right. Interesting. Ah, well, there you go. Look, we got our notification for our calendar event, but yeah, it's not showing up here, is it, in this section? It's just up here. And I mean that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? That's not too much of a problem. Right. Yeah, Zakar says nice, but it no longer works. They fix that. Hopefully. Noah the Elf says, I don't know why, but I feel like Windows 11 is going to be the new true successor to Windows 7. I agree. I mean, obviously it's difficult at the moment because we don't have a complete picture of Windows 11 at the moment, but based on what I've seen so far, this seems so much more positive than Windows 10. Honestly, so I think someone said that they've actually removed Aero Peak. Can anyone confirm that? I'm sure someone said they removed it. So that may no longer be here, actually. Ooh, let's just refresh my chat page because it has frozen. Not helpful. So yeah, obviously, I don't think I've said this, but Jonathan asked a question a minute ago. Guys, by all means, if you have any questions, if you want me to check anything in this build, then just let me know and I'll do that. So yeah, any questions, anything you want me to check or show off, then just let me know and I'll do that. Right, let me bring myself back here. Awesome. Okay, so that is, as far as I'm aware, all the taskbar changes. So elsewhere on the desktop, the only other thing really that's different here is if you right click on the desktop, it's the context menu. So this is a new style context menu. You know, the options are new or rearranged, I guess. So you can see, for example, personalize is no longer at the bottom, so everything's been moved around slightly. The menu itself is bigger, so there's more padding, and I'm guessing that's just to make it easier for people to be able to, you know, use it as on a touch screen, right? So everything is more padded, a lot like what they've done in File Explorer, where the options are more padded out. So yeah, so you can see we've got basically all of the main options that we had in the Windows 10 version of this. So you can change the view of your desktop icons. I'm going to put that back though because I don't like that. You can change the sorting. Ooh, what's going on here? Change your desktop background. Again, this is not new at all. New items, display settings, and so on. So if you do want to go back to the Windows 10 menu, and I'm assuming this is a temporary feature, but at the moment you're able to click on show more options and that will take you back to the good old, well, I'm saying good old, the older Windows 10 menu. The only difference here is that this also has rounded corners applied to it. And again, this is one of those things that to me is a really good sign. So whoever has been developing this at Microsoft, whoever that person was, thank you so much, because they have gone back to the Windows 10 UI and they have rounded off the corners to make it a little bit more consistent with Windows 11. And to me, that is a really good sign, right? Because in Windows 10, that didn't happen. We had UI, we had context menus from Windows 7 in Windows 10 that no one had bothered to change, you know. So to me, that is a really good sign that someone's done that. So yeah, hello Citro, thanks for joining. So we're just having a look at build 22,000.51 at the moment. Usama says, did the store support APK or Android apps yet? So this is a good question. At the moment, the new store does not support Android apps. So the only thing that's new about the store at the moment is the actual design of the app. So it's just the design that's changed. We don't have any Android apps at the moment, although we do have some Win32 apps in the store. Okay, so Vista says, all the touchscreen optimizations, don't really love them. I'd prefer for that to be a personalization option because I'm a big using the whole OS with just a keyboard nut. Yeah, I agree actually. It would be nice if that was an option, and hopefully that's something that they'll do. It would be nice. I mean, you do have the option in File Explorer, for example, to turn off the padding. But yeah, anyway, you're meaning like a system-wide option. Yeah, that would be nice if they did that. Jacob says, how will programs that rely on Internet Explorer work? So basically, anything that needs Internet Explorer, it will get redirected to Edge. But if you, for example, if you need to use a web page or website that where you need Internet Explorer compatibility, Edge has that feature now as well. So it would run, if necessary, in Internet Explorer compatibility mode in Edge. Okay. Ooh, ReTV says, my aunt still uses Windows 95. Wow. That's awesome. I mean, if it works for you, why not? I mean, I'm assuming she's not on the internet with it, because I mean, even if you were, you wouldn't be able to do much, would you? But yeah, awesome. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, those are the last changes on the desktop. So with the taskbar, let's have a quick look here. So the start menu, the only thing that's changed here that I am aware of is that you can now right click on the recommended section here. And ooh, I don't have this feature either. Something is definitely missing in here. Yeah, I don't have this, but you should be able to right click on the recommended section and refresh the options that you have. So for example, if you've just literally been working on, I don't know, a Word document and you've just saved it, and for some reason this is not updated yet and it's not showing up here, you should be able to right click this and click on a refresh option that refreshes the whole section. But yeah, again, I don't have that. So there's got to be an update that my build's not got offered for some reason, which is thanks Luke. Okay, developer Luke says the refresh is an A/B test. That'll be why. Okay, so this is a good thing to explain if people are not aware. So some features in Windows Insider builds, and this was true for Windows 10 as well, they were in what's called A/B testing. So that means that only some people that install the build will get the features and some people won't. So A, for example, group A would be everyone that gets the feature, group B would be everyone that doesn't get the feature. I don't know how random it is. I don't know if it depends on, for example, your location or, you know, your locale. I don't know specifically how they decide who gets it or not, but yeah, there's definitely a thing where you may not get a new feature just because of what group A or B you're in with the testing. Thanks, Luke, for that. That's a good thing to talk about. Yeah, so everything else on the start menu, again, as far as I'm aware, has not changed. So this is exactly the same as before, although interestingly, we no longer have that icon glitch for the alarms and clock icon, which is definitely better because that looked horrendous. So then for search, you can see if you hover over the search icon, you now get this new flyout, and this is an automatic flyout. It just comes up when you hover on the icon. You don't have to click anything, but it gives you quick access to, I'm assuming, the last few things that you've searched for. So I did search for calendar a minute ago. Let's check it actually. If I search for calc, let's just see if that comes up in that list. And then you get a similar flyout again automatically when you hover over the task view icon. So again, you can very quickly switch between desktops and add new desktops. There you go, without having to click on the actual icon. I love that, by the way. I love these features as well, the hover things, love it. So this is a lot like some of those features that came in Windows 7, right, where you'd hover over certain application icons on your taskbar and get certain controls. So for example, Windows Media Player, if you hovered over the icon, you'd get media controls for the media player. So yeah, love that. Okay. Jacob says, do you think Microsoft should... I don't know, because again, it's one of those programs that's very old, and for compatibility reasons, it might be difficult to get rid of it. But I mean, I'm not too clued up on Media Player. I don't know how important it is, but it could just be one of those things that would be very difficult to remove. Like a lot of apps might depend on it, so I'm not sure. Yeah, Squidderman says task view seems to be chopped off. No idea why. I mean, it could be a bug with my display scaling, maybe, because it could be that. Okay, so then let's just briefly talk about the widget panel. So if you were here at the beginning, hopefully you were hearing me talking about the fact that for some reason in my install of this build, I've not got the new widget panel. So when I click on widgets, I've just got what we saw in build 21996, which was this old style, very similar to news and interests panel from Windows 10, just like stock widgets, if you want to call them widgets, but they're not really, but they're like stock pieces of information that have just come from Bing, basically, through my Microsoft account. So you should get a new style widget panel. So let's actually, hopefully, I'll try and show you quickly a screenshot of what that should look like. So let's have a quick look. So Windows, I forgot what it was called then. Windows 11, that's not good. 22,000.51 widget panel. Hopefully I'll be able to show you this quickly. Let's try images. Yeah, here we go. So let's have a quick look at this. Can I zoom this a little bit? That's a little bit too big, isn't it? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's save it. Save. This will be easier. Save image. Ooh, what's going on here? Lag. That's what's happening. We've got Windows 11 lag going on. Okay, open file. Yeah, so again, if you were here at the beginning, you may have remembered me talking about performance issues. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. I'll just have periods of time where it's extremely laggy for no reason. So I don't know what's going on here. No idea. So I'll just wait for this to pop up. Let's see what went. Right. Zeno says build 21996 has a bug. So this is the leaked build, the last build, has a bug with N versions. So these are versions without the media features, where the out-of-box experience failed to load due to the animation requiring Windows Media Player. Wow, that's bad, isn't it? That is bad. Yeah, okay, right. So let's zoom in to widget panel here. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a slightly redesigned widget panel. So let me just show you again what I have is. So this is the old one. So mine just has these little not really widgets from the Bing feed and then a clock. So you can see in the new version, there's now a search bar that's been added. So you can just quickly search the web. And also you have a little icon here with your user icon on. And if you click on this, you can then add different widgets. So you can see, for example, this person has added a few example widgets. So there's a new calendar widget which you can add, which will obviously show events from your calendar. There is a to-do widget which you can add, which then obviously shows events from Microsoft To Do that you may have on lists. You've got a traffic widget, which I believe is new. That is new, isn't it? Yep, so traffic widget, which will again obviously show you traffic information. Excuse me. And then a tips widget, which will again obviously show you tips. And you can't see this on the screenshot, but right at the bottom, I believe underneath all the widgets, you then have an add widgets button underneath. So you can obviously then select what widgets you get. And yeah, you can't see that here. Dominic, yep, a third search box. So I mean, if you love searching or you need to search a lot, Windows 11 has got you covered because you can search everywhere. You can click on start and search. You can click on search and search. You can hover on search and search. Yeah, they've got you covered. So any searching should be very easy in Windows 11. And I didn't mention this, but I believe also the taskbar, the Office app has been pinned by default. And again, I don't think this was pinned in the last build. I think that's the only extra thing that's been pinned here, as far as I'm aware. Okay, yeah, my chat is frozen again. By the way, guys, how is the quality of the stream? Because YouTube is complaining that there's not enough video coming through for some reason. I don't think my internet's being particularly bad. Jonathan says, what does it call itself? Are you talking about the build, what it says it is here? So it calls itself 21H2 in WinVer. So this 21H2, this is different, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, this is different to Windows 10 21H2, right? So Windows 10 21H2 is going to be the next Windows 10 update, or the second half of 21 update for Windows 10. 21H2 looks like it's just going to be the, you know, the RTM, what they refer to the RTM build of Windows 11 as, basically. Okay, let's now have a look at the settings app. Why not? Because I actually want to change the theme as well, just to keep it a little bit more interesting. So let's just go back to a light theme for a moment. I know dark theme is very popular, but let's just change it up a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look at the settings app. So we have a brand new settings app in this build, and this was something that we knew was coming, but it was obviously missing in build 21996. But you can see it's made it into this first insider build, and again, I love this. So let me know what you guys think about the new settings app. I love the way this looks. It just looks so much more organized than the Windows 10 app. right? The Windows 10 app, I don't think it was ever truly properly organized. I think they just shoved features in it without really worrying too much about, you know, what made sense where and so on. And then I think what they tried to do later on is patch it up. So like start screen when you opened the app, right, that had all the categories as big icons. So they were trying to like organize it, like patch up the fact that it wasn't very organized, if that makes any sense. But this actually legitimately is a very organized app, and I love this, and I think it looks so much better. So we have, again, another search box where you can obviously search for your settings. The first thing you see in the settings app is this first section here where you can choose a theme. So, I mean, for a lot of people, this would be the main reason they'd go into settings, right? So you can very quickly select a theme here. Now, I don't know whether these theme options will change depending on whether you yourself have created any of your own themes and so on. I don't know if these are just literally stuck there as they are, or if it will just adapt to what themes you actually have. So yeah, you've got this section here, and then actually, wait, let me just open this again, hang on. Yeah, so hang on, that's not true, is it? That was in the personalization section. So yeah, ignore that. This is what you see when you first come into the settings app. So it will automatically select the system section because that's the first section on the left here. So this is what you'll see. So you've got a little thing here to Windows Update, and it'll tell you the last time it checked for updates, which again, useful. Your computer name, maybe not that useful. Your wallpaper, not useful, but it's a nice feature to have. And I think probably the main change in the system category is in the power options for batteries. Now, I won't have this, but if you're running on a laptop, in the battery section here, there's a new graph, and it shows you basically your battery usage in a much more visual way than Windows 10 did. So that's probably the main new thing there. As for these other sections, these are very much, if not identical, sections to what are in Windows 10. The only things I've noticed myself are that some of the individual options within sections have moved around. So for example, if we go to personalization, in here, I don't know if this was here before. Where is it actually? I don't know. What am I actually looking for? I'm not even sure. But I think there were a few things in here that had moved. I actually don't remember now that I've said that, but I think there were. So yeah, personalization. I mean, I'll just show you some of these as examples, but this is very similar to Windows 10. So you can see in general, you have the same options for each section. It's just the way that they've been laid out that's different. So obviously this is slightly different to in Windows 10 in terms of how it's laid out. So that's background, and then color, again, very similar, just slight tweaks to the way it's laid out. So let's actually put this on automatic. So automatic choose an accent color. Billy says, has the control panel finally gone? It has not, but some more of the control panel has been moved into settings at the moment. So hopefully that will be a trend that we'll continue seeing over time. So that hopefully by the time Windows 11 actually gets released, we'll have a lot more in settings. But I would probably wager not everything, but a lot more. Yeah, so look, you've got the same options here. You can show your accent color on title bars and window borders. And actually, just so that we can see what this looks like, let's go back to a dark theme, because if we do that, you will be able to see what it looks like when you have your your accent color set on start on taskbar. So again, you could see this in some different configurations. So yeah, this is what it looks like if you have your color on your taskbar. I quite like that. I think when I started using Windows 10, I used to have it like this. Let me know about you guys. Do you like having the accent color on your taskbar? I do. I think I'm quite old-fashioned like that. It looks a bit more like Windows 8 like this, doesn't it? Luigi says the subscriber count is a little hard to read. Yeah, sorry about that. It'll be because I was using a light background, wouldn't it? Thank you guys, by the way. We're now on subscriber build 9,510. That means we're 90 away from Windows 8 RTM, which is build 9,600. So if you're not subscribed and you enjoy watching the videos, please consider subscribing and get us up to Windows 8.1. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so let's go back to settings. I'll just show you a couple more bits here. So there's a new section in personalization for touch keyboard, and we did see a little hint of this in the leaked build. So in the leaked build, in the wallpapers folder on the C drive, we saw the backgrounds, right? These backgrounds for the touch keyboard, but obviously here you can now see that they are now selectable in the settings app, so you can choose what exactly you want your touch keyboard to look like. So obviously you've got a lot of preset themes you can choose here. Let's just do pink orange. You can also create your own. So if you press edit, you can then literally go in and choose what colors you want. So you can select your key color. Let's do yellow, why not? You can even choose another color. Choose your suggestion text color. So again, it'll give you a little preview up here of what that looks like. So yeah, this is great. You can choose your key background color. So I mean, this is completely customizable, right? You can just make a rainbow keyboard if you want. You can change the transparency of the keys. Again, love that. Same with the window. You can change the background color of the whole keyboard window. Again, love it. Love this. You can have a solid color, or you can choose a picture. And again, you can choose a specific custom color if you want one. Oh, thanks, Dominic. Did I say Windows 8 by mistake? Sorry about that. Yeah, I meant 8.1. 8.1 is 9,600, isn't it? Thanks for that. Yeah, so love it. Love this new settings app. Again, let me know what you guys think. Are we fans of the new settings app? Personally, I am. Love that. Zeno says it's really nice that customization is coming back after the 2010s being so dull. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's really nice. I love it. Patrick, hello. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? Gabriel says, do you like the startup sound? I do. I do. There was a startup sound that was in the leaked build, which is now it's slightly different, and actually I'll talk about this in a minute, but they've changed it slightly. I think I actually preferred the one that was in that leaked build. Now it's been changed slightly. It's not quite the same. Yeah. Okay, so now let's have a look at File Explorer. So here, and firstly, you can see now that I've selected that option to show my accent color on the taskbar and window borders, I think this looks really good. Having that on the window border, I love that. Especially with rounded corners. I think that looks really good. What do you think? Love it. So the main change in File Explorer in this build is that we no longer have the ribbon at the top of the window. So the ribbon was a feature, you probably remember, it was up here and it had lots of tabs on that you could click through, and it gave you basically lots of options for, you know, renaming files, sharing files, and so on. Now that was introduced for in Windows 8. So that had been there for about a decade. It still exists in the Office applications, but now you can see it's been removed from the Windows 10 File Explorer. Now, personally, I know a lot of people didn't like the ribbon. I did personally, but I understand why they've done this, because now it actually is a lot cleaner and a lot simpler for, you know, an average person. That, you know, you're not going to need, you know, like 6 tabs with loads of options on. So this new toolbar, it literally just gives you the basic options that you would, you know, the most common ones that you probably would want. So you have, for example, a new option where you can create a new folder, and you can create new items. And again, you have just probably the most common ones. So new folder, new shortcut, new bitmap, new text document, new compressed folder. So here, which for some reason we can't see, and I'm imagining this is a bug. So hang on, let's go back to a light mode, because we actually cannot see these icons, which is not helping. Let's go back to this one. So then here, hopefully it's fixed itself. Will it have done that? Oh, maybe not. Okay, so here you're meant to be able to see cut, copy, paste icons, basically. So you've got cut, I'll show you actually, cut, copy, this is paste, rename, share, and this takes you to a new share dialog, which again looks really nice and so much better than Windows 10s. Look at that, love it, redesigned, very nice. And delete or recycle. So yeah, these should have icons. It's just not working at the moment for some reason, but again, it's to be expected because it's an insider build. You have this menu, which allows you to change how you're sorting the items. And then your view menu, so you can change your icon size and so on. And then basically you have a 3 dots menu where you've got a few more options. So you can see nothing here is new, but these are just maybe some secondary options that you might want, such as pin to quick access, select all, and then your folder options. And in folder options, I mean, this is not new, but you can see here an example of the new little checkboxes that they have, which I still find a bit confusing because to me that doesn't look like it's selected. I feel like that should be filled in. You know, like these checkboxes are, when you select them, they actually fill in blue. I think that should be filled in as well. What do you think? I think that's a bit unclear because I remember when I first saw that, that confused me. It looks like it's not selected to me. So yeah. Zeno says the icons show better on the dark theme. They were not there though, were they? It was blank. Ah, now they're there. Okay. Bizarre. So there you go. Now you can see the icons now that they've decided to appear. And now you can also see these options. So when you select a file, and this is very similar to in Windows 7, when you select a file, you get specific extra options that will apply to just that file. So we've got set as background and then rotate, obviously, because I've chosen a picture file. And then again, there's some more here. So compress the zip file and copy path as a few secondary options that you might want. Okay, Gabriel says, what do you think will change in the final build? I don't know, but I mean, obviously we'll get Android app support, definitely, because we know that's coming. I don't know what will change, but I'll tell you one thing I would like. I would like File Explorer to have tabs. I think that is a long overdue feature to have, you know, tabs on here. Now, I don't know, some of you might remember this, but this was quite a long time ago in the Windows 10 Insider program. There was a feature that was being rolled out to testers or insiders called sets, and sets was basically tabs in File Explorer, and it also gave you tabs in other applications, so you could actually have a tab group with tabs or windows from different applications, right? Or grouped together. Now, I loved that feature, and it was in Insider builds for a small amount of time, but then they removed it, and I've not heard anything about it since. So I don't know why that never made its way into a released version of Windows 10, but I would love it for that feature to come back. So, I mean, tabs on its own in File Explorer, I think that would be so useful, but something a little bit more advanced, like sets, I think that would be even better. So I don't know if that's something that Microsoft are thinking about, but I'd love that, personally. Davey says, I just want to keep my taskbar on top, damn it. Yeah, so if you don't know about this, there's been a little bit of controversy about this. So Microsoft have removed some of the taskbar options, customization options. So if you right click on the taskbar at the moment, for example, you only get one option, which is to go to taskbar settings, whereas previously you had other options, such as an option to quickly go to task manager. So that's not here at the moment. And also, they have removed the ability, or they've removed the ability for you to select easily through the user interface, the ability to change the size of the taskbar, and you can also no longer easily change what side of the screen the taskbar is on. So there are registry edits that you can do to change the size of your taskbar. So actually, let's have a look at that. That would be a good thing to show. So I have no idea if this is something that is going to come back into the user interface in a future build, or if this is something that they are literally going to remove. But you can do this. You can change the taskbar size in the registry. And I'm probably going to forget how to do this, but someone, I think it was Dominic actually, someone reminded me yesterday. So we want to go to local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, and then Explorer, I think. Yeah, and then Advanced. And I think, is it here? I'm not sure. Dominic, you might have to remind me. Is this where we want to go? So local machine, software, Microsoft Windows. So Flame Point. I think, have you posted the keys for the other thing? What was the other thing I was talking about? Can't remember now. Can't remember. Is this where I want to put the key, the D word in Advanced? Yeah, is it in here? I think it is, isn't it? So D word, and then you want to call this taskbar SI, and then leave that as 0, I believe. So now if we go here, go to Task Manager, and then And if I've done this right, which, knowing me guys, you probably know me well enough by now, everything could all go wrong, because it usually does, but if I've done this right, then we should get a smaller taskbar. So again, you could do this in the leaked build, 21996, but I didn't show it there. So let's find out. So yeah, look, I've done it wrong. I must have done it in the wrong place. Let's just double check that. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Let's find out. So, local machine, software. Ooh, hang on. Thanks, Dominic. There you go. It has to be in current user. Thank you very much, Dominic. So you want to go to current user, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, Explorer, advanced. Yeah, here we go. Thanks for that, Dominic. And then we want to do taskbar SI as a D word value. You don't need to change the value. Let's try this one more time. So this will give you the small taskbar. Again, if I've done this correctly. There we go. So yeah, I mean, if you're running this build or testing it yourself, there you go. You can get the small taskbar back if you prefer it that way with that registry edit. So that is an option. Like I said, I don't know if that's something that they will bring back to the user interface or not, but you do still at least have the ability to do it. And speaking of registry edits, someone was asking this earlier, can you reactivate the Windows 10 start menu? So I believe you still can do that in this build as well. Would someone mind reminding me in the chat how we do that? I know it's a registry edit again. Could someone remind me, please? How do we get the Windows 10 start menu back? And actually, if you look in chat, thanks, Dominic. If you look in chat now, if you want to change the size of the taskbar specifically, so for example, if you want a medium-sized taskbar, if you look at the values that Dominic's put in the chat, you just need to actually put those values into that D word that I've just made. So your taskbar SID word, if you set it to 0 like I have here, you get a small taskbar. If you put 1, this will give you the normal taskbar. If you put 2, you get a massive taskbar. So for the purposes of completion, let's look at the gigantic taskbar. Why not? I can't imagine why this would be useful, because I think 11's taskbar is big enough already, isn't it? But let's just have not. So yeah, this is the gigantic taskbar if you really like big icons. I mean, actually, in a way, I mean, I wouldn't have it like this, but that looks quite nice just because those icon sizes are very similar to the desktop icons. It looks kind of, it's a bit more consistent in size, isn't it? Right. So Davey says, can you change the taskbar position with reg edit? I'm not sure, actually. I think for the actual positions, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong in chat, I think you have to copy over Windows 10's Explorer. Is that right? I think you have to copy 10's Explorer over, overwrite Windows 11's Explorer, and that gives you the ability to move the taskbar. I could be wrong. So if anyone wants to correct me on that, please do. Pauline says, why does the wallpaper look like chips? I don't know, but it's nice, actually. It reminds me of sort of Mac OS wallpapers. They usually look a bit like that, don't they? Like abstract shapes and stuff. Okay, Voidpoint has got a question. Can you try to open the Windows 10 modern UWP Explorer? I am happy to do that, but someone will have to remind me how to do it. I don't remember what I need to type in to do that, what command. GD Black Red says, after the update for the dev channel, can you still roll back to the previous version? I am not sure. I haven't tried that. Sorry. Has anyone tried that? If you have, can you let us know? I'm not sure. Right, what else? Jacob says, I think Microsoft wants the taskbar size to change based on screen size. It's possible, isn't it? It is possible. Again, I'm not sure. So Dominic says the taskbar on top works, but left or right crashes Explorer. So yeah, to move the taskbar to the top, can we do that with a registry edit then? Or was I right? Do you have to have Windows 10's Explorer copied over? Again, I can't remember. Ah, thanks, Zeno. Zeno answered GD's question. When you update to a new Insider build, you have 10 days to roll back to the previous build unless you delete Windows.old. Perfect. Yes. Void Pointer. Yeah, send me it on Discord, actually. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I'm going to put the taskbar back to its original size. Oh wait, that's not what I want. I want to go to regedit. Because yeah, I'm not a fan of that massive one. That is way too big. So let's just put this back to 1. Okay, and then let's just restart this quickly. Oh yeah, Dominic, you're right. You can actually restart it in 1 click, can't you, from the processes tab? I'm just so used to doing it the old-fashioned way. I didn't think about it. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now Void Pointer had a question about seeing if the Windows 10 modern like UWP Explorer app works. That's actually interesting. Let's see if that does actually work. So let me get this command. 1 second. Okay. Copy. Right, let's find out. Oh, well that's annoying. It's not going to let me copy it into the virtual machine. Ah. That is not helpful. Okay, I'm going to type this out. Bear with me. Apps folder. Okay, so yeah, I've not checked this. I'll be interested to find out if this will launch that Windows 10. It's basically, I mean, this command used to launch basically the Windows 10 mobile Explorer app, for those that used to be fans of Windows 10 Mobile, like me. 6A. I mean, it might be better for me to search this, but who knows? I don't trust technology, so I'm going to do this just in case. Okay, let me just copy that in case it all goes wrong. Ah, there you go. So yeah, to answer your question, Void Pointer, yes, it does open still the modern UWP File Explorer. Yeah. So there you go. If you want a little, if you're feeling nostalgic for Windows 10 Mobile, this is basically the Windows 10 Mobile File Explorer app. If you ever want to have a look at it, yeah. So Void Pointer, if you want to put the command in chat, or if anyone wants to put the command in chat, please feel free to do that. If anyone wants to have a look. Sky says, when is Windows 11 coming to the beta channel? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure what the plans are with that. Ah, yeah, there we go. So thanks, Void Pointer. If anyone else wants to get to this Windows 10 Mobile File Explorer, this is the, I'm going to pin this message. This is the command that you need if you're interested. Funny how that's still there, isn't it? And yeah, Flame Pointer sent it as well. Cheers for that. Gabriel, hello. Thanks for being here. Gabriel's on the Discord. Awesome. So yeah, if you're not on the Discord and you're interested in Windows and just, you know, generally chatting about it, and a lot of people like to seem to break Windows as well, why not? Yeah, come and join us on the Discord. So just literally, probably the easiest thing to do is go to windowsonwindows.com. All the links to all the socials are there. So there's the Twitter link if you want to follow me on Twitter. There's a link to the Discord where you can come and join us. And like I said, we do voice chats basically every day. You don't have to join the voice chats, you can just message, that's fine as well, it's up to you. But yeah, come and join us if you're interested. Now we have 2 Skies in chat because we've got the other Sky. So hello to Sky number 2. Where is Sky number 3? Because the first Sky I didn't recognize, so should we have 3 Skies? And then I'm Major Sky 17, so technically maybe 4 Skies. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's think. Come on, brain. So what else do we need to look at? Is there anything that I missed? Oh yeah, it was the new store, wasn't it? Yeah. So again, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, there should be a new store in this build, but it has for some reason not worked when I've installed it. So the store did update itself recently, but as you can see, this is just the Windows 10 store. So I don't know why I'm not allowed to get it. So again. And yeah, look, no updates. So again, I will show you a screenshot of this. So Windows 11 new store. And again, if you weren't here earlier, then the new store at the moment doesn't have Android apps, although that feature is coming. So at the moment, it's just basically a new UI that we have. So let's get a bigger picture than that. Right. Oh, maybe there are no big pictures of the new store. That's annoying. Oh, okay. I guess we'll have a look at that smaller picture then. Why not? So let's have a look at this. Yeah, okay, so basically in this build, if you get the new store, which like I said you should, it's just basically at the moment just a visual redesign mostly. So you can see you now have some little tabs on the left hand side, whereas in the current store, and actually it's, I guess in a way it's good that I've still got the old one because I can show it to you here. In the old store, the current one, you have these tabs at the top. So we've got home, gaming, entertainment, productivity and deals. In the new one, we literally just have, it's much more simple, apps, games, entertainment, and that's it. So simplified categories, which I think makes a lot more sense. And then library, which you can see at the bottom down here, this takes you to I believe this. So this library page, I think anyway. I think it might be redesigned actually. It's not quite like this, is it? I think it might be redesigned. Oh, I'm sky number 3. Okay, thanks, Splitwires. Right. Zeno says, I can send you the app file for the new store. Yeah, please, if you can actually, by all means, if you send it to me, I'll try and install it. Yeah. Yeah, we could try that actually, couldn't we? That would be a good thing to do. Right, so let me just bear with me, guys. Let's see if we can do this. Perfect. 1 second. I'm just going to very quickly switch back to thumbnail. 1 second. Because otherwise you're going to see garble on the screen because macOS and OBS don't play very nicely together. While I do this, copy link. Awesome. Okay, I am downloading that file. Thank you very much, Zeno. We will try this out. Hopefully that will work. So yeah, by the way, guys, I'm aiming to do about another half an hour. So I think I did ask a few times in the first couple of streams what people sort of thought for a timescale. So please do let me know. I'm still always looking for feedback. So if you are finding that it's a little bit too long, for example, if you're getting a little bit bored, then just honestly just let me know and I won't be offended. Just let me know and, you know, I'll try and make changes to make it as interesting as possible. So I think 2 hours seems to be just naturally what most of the streams have been in length recently. So it seemed like a good time. But like I said, by all means, let me know. We can always change it. Right, let's hopefully get this app installer file in here. Right. For some reason, VMware is not letting me copy it in, so let's quickly add it to an image. New image from folder. Yeah, sorry, I know this is not very interesting. I know I was literally just talking about, let me know if it's boring. It'll just be 1 minute. Let's do this. Because again, I'd be interested to see if this works actually, if you can manually install the new store. Because actually, if you can, that would be useful if anyone else doesn't have the new store in their build. You could do it this way. Okay. Save. Kiro says, in my opinion, Windows 11 is better than Windows 10. I agree at the moment. I love it. I love what I've seen so far. And I mean, I'm one of those people like Sky, I think, that has really gone off Windows recently. You know, I've not been impressed with the whole Windows as a service, Windows 10 thing. You know, it just got to a point where Windows 10 was just stagnating and nothing really was happening. Like, it seemed like Microsoft themselves didn't even care really about Windows 10 towards the end. So let's hope for good things with Windows 11. Right, so hopefully now if we come back to the VM, hopefully you'll be able to see this. Let's get rid of Discord. So yeah, thanks Zeno, let's try this out. So hopefully I've made an image with this app file in. Yeah, okay, so let's see if we can actually manually install the new store. Let's find out. Thanks Nasmus. Yeah, this is a good point. You can use the Microsoft Store URL generation project, and yeah, I have this saved in my bookmarks. This is an excellent point, to get direct download links for the installers for store apps. Yes, thank you for reminding me that. You can. Ah, here we go. Thanks, Zeno. So here we are. Here is the new store. Look at that. So yeah, you can see it's calling itself a preview at the moment. And like I was just saying, the main changes are we've just got these new tabs to organize everything. I mean, there are more apps here than in the Windows 10 store, but at the moment, like I said, you don't have any Android apps, but we do have, for example, normal or old-fashioned Win32 apps, like OBS, for example. So these are not UWP apps, as in they're not universal Windows apps that will run on Xbox and so on, for example. These are just good old, only Windows desktop apps, but now they are able to be in the store as well, just like any other apps. So yeah, this is great, right? This is now going to be much more like the store that you have with other operating systems, where you can literally go there and hopefully get pretty much all, or 99% of all the apps that you want, right? So theoretically, you'll be able to get Google Chrome from the store, right? Because Google Chrome has always been a Win32 app. It's never been a universal Windows app. So for that reason, in Windows 10, it's never been able to be in the store. But now, theoretically, it will be. So again, that's great. So that's another thing that I think is a sign that Microsoft are really trying, you know, to fix a lot of problems. And that was one of the big ones, not being able to get all the apps you want in the store, which makes no sense for an app store, right? So yeah, love that. Yeah, and I actually think these categories are clearer as well. So having apps and games as the two main categories, again, this is just like the Google Play Store. These are the two main categories there. It makes a lot more sense, again, for, I'm saying normal, but normal people, as in most people will go to the store and think, I need this app. Where do I find it? You click on apps, right? If you go to the old Windows 10 store, there is no section that says apps. It's got like home, entertainment, but I just think this is so much clearer. So yeah, you got apps, gaming, entertainment, which is obviously things like films and stuff. And then library that I was talking about a minute ago, it takes you to, yeah, this is obviously slightly redesigned library section, but essentially the same as in Windows 10, where you can install any of your previously downloaded apps. Ah, okay, so Nazma says this store is coming to Windows 10. Is that correct? Can anyone confirm? Is this new design coming to Windows 10? I mean, not all of the features are coming to 10, right? Like the ability to run Android apps, I'm assuming that's not coming to 10. I'm assuming that's going to be one of the features that Microsoft are going to be pushing, like advertising to get people to upgrade. I'm assuming. Void Pointer, it may be one of the new songs, if you don't recognize it. I can't actually hear the background music at the moment, so I'm not sure. But yeah, for those of you that you know, have watched a lot of the old videos, in the playlist for the live streams, I've actually put a few new songs, so you may not recognize some of them, but hopefully you enjoy the new ones. So yeah. Ah, okay, thanks. So Zeno and Nazma both say that the new store is coming to Windows 10. So does that include all of the features, right? So the ability to run Android apps as well? Is that coming to Windows 10? So literally everything that's new about the store is coming back to Windows 10? If so, that's interesting, because I thought they would have tried to have kept that exclusive to try and get people to want to upgrade that may otherwise not want to. Interesting. Okay guys, I'm just going to very quickly get another drink. It's really hot here today, so I'm a little bit like, you know, I need a bit of refreshment. I'm going to really quickly for a few minutes just going to go and get another drink, and I'll be right back. So when I'm gone, just have a think. Thanks for being here, by the way, if you're still here, or if you've just joined, thanks for joining. Have a little think yourself. If there's anything that you want me to show in this build or check for you specifically, you know, any features that you want to check if they're there, or if you want me to show off anything else. Same thing with bugs. I mentioned this earlier. If there are any bugs that you want me to go over, you know, funny little things like the F7 thing, we can definitely do that in the next 25 minutes or so. So please have a little think, and I'll be back with you very shortly. Okay, and I am back. So, I saw a good question actually a second ago, just as I came back. Where was it? Oh yeah, so Jacob asked a good question. Does the new Windows 11 store work in Windows 10? That's a great question, as in this current one that we have now. Yeah, that would be a good thing to find out, wouldn't it? Has anyone tried that, or does anyone know if the new store works in Windows 10? Because technically, you could do what I've just done, right? Theoretically, you could just get the app file and install it manually. I wonder if that would work. That'd be interesting. Yeah. Billy says, I watched your video recently which said Windows 10 was the last name. Yeah, so basically, I think in a nutshell, the simplest way to explain this is Microsoft changed their minds. So we have different people in charge of Windows now. So I think the people that are now in charge have, they've basically changed plans for what they want to do going forward. The people that were in charge of Windows at the time of Windows 10, it was a different team, or almost a completely different team. So yeah, I think the plans have definitely changed. And I can see actually Zeno has already answered the question that Jacob asked. Thank you, Zeno. So no, the new store requires a minimum of build 22,000.20. Thank you, Zeno. I did not know that. Dominic, I do have a fan. I have a very small fan here, like a little USB fan, but I've not got my massive fan on in case it was going to add background noise. So I'm just being careful. Zeno says the black screen of death would be fun to show off. Yes. So actually, this is a good thing to talk about. Dominic, who's the moderator in chat, I believe, as far as I'm aware, was the first person that found this out. As far as I'm aware, anyway. The blue screen of death has become a black screen of death in this build for some reason. I don't really know why. And yeah, I actually did get that earlier when I was trying to update my apps. I got it just for no reason. So yes, I have seen it personally. It's very, very clean. It's not quite as fun when it's black. It's a bit more imposing, maybe. Oh yeah, this is a good point. Dominic says, check the out-of-box experience for its new pages of obnoxiousness. Yeah, this is something I noticed. There's a lot more questions when you first set up this build in the out-of-box experience. So Microsoft really try and get you to, for example, sign up to OneDrive. So there's a lot more stuff going on there. Right, and yeah, sorry, I'm a bit behind with chat, so let me just come back to where we are. Angel, thank you very much for the donation. It's much appreciated. Angel says, Windows 11's codename is Sun Valley. Cobalt is the codename of Windows 10 21H2. Sun Valley is the codename of the visual changes in Windows 11, right? So Sun Valley is the new UI and stuff. Cobalt is the codename of the actual operating system. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I'm sure that's right. Right, so right, there were a few things. So wait, what we got? Jacob says, can you try OTVDM? Yeah, we could try that, couldn't we? Yes, we could. So yeah, does anyone else want me to try anything specifically in this build? Because I believe I've showed off everything that's new anyway. So we can try anything specific that anyone wants to check. So so Zeno says Cobalt isn't a code name for Windows 10 21H2. Cobalt is the code name for the current dev cycle. How is that different? Oh, I'm just being stupid. How is that different? Are you meaning like the whole dev cycle is in everything that's being developed for 10 and 11 at the same time? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Yeah, developer Luke makes a good point. The out-of-box experience lets you set a PC name again. Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? I remember that. Yeah, so it will ask you if you want to set a PC name, like it used to be an option in old versions of Windows. Yeah, that's right. It is back. Wait, what am I doing? I can't multitask. Right, this is OTVDM. So we need, what 16-bit app shall we try? Has anyone got a suggestion? So OTVDM, if you don't know, it's basically a compatibility layer. It will allow you theoretically to run 16-bit applications on 64 bits of Windows. So it's a bit like how, for example, WoW 64 works, or Windows on Windows. within Windows. So Windows on Windows, apart from being an amazing YouTube channel, clearly, is also a feature of Windows where it gives Windows the ability to run applications for different architectures, basically. So 32 bits of Windows can run 16-bit applications using the Windows on Windows compatibility layer. However, 64-bit versions of Windows can't run 16-bit applications because they don't have that same compatibility layer. So OTVTM basically brings that missing compatibility to 64-bit versions of Windows. Now obviously it's not developed by Microsoft, so it's not quite as reliable, I guess, as it probably would be if Microsoft did it, but you can get, you know, some apps running that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. Okay, Progman. Would that be easy to download that app though? I'm trying to think of a 16-bit app that, wait, I've probably got some here. Yeah, 1 second. I think I've got an app that we can try. I'm just going to switch back to this thumbnail a second while I do this. Yeah, hang on. I've got 16-bit games, I think, that we can probably try. Let's have a look here. What is a good 16-bit game? Why can I not think of any now that I need to? Oh, come on, 16-bit games. Okay, this is probably not a good one, but this is the first one I thought of. Ooh, and I have an ISO for this as well. Perfect. And just for the record, I do actually own this game, so this is a legal ISO. Just to clarify that I'm about to show you. But yes, this will be a good way to check if OTVDM works. Right, let me just bring you back to the virtual machine. Okay, so this is a great old version of Monopoly, and I have no idea if this will work or not. Now I think you have to drag the 16-bit file onto this. So let's see if this actually will do anything. Well, that is a good sign so far. Oh yeah, Duke Nukem 3D, that would have been a good one. Yeah, so it looks like this is working. Let's just to show you actually, if you try and run this setup file, this is a 16-bit setup file. If you try and run it in 64-bit Windows without OTVDM, this is what happens. You just get this message, right? It just says this app can't run on your PC. To find a version for your PC, check with the software publisher. So this is what you'll see if you try to run this normally in Windows. But you can see with OTVDM, it actually gets you into the actual setup program. So yeah, let's see how successful this is. Why not? So setup is loaded, but will it actually get any further? Will it install? That's the good question. Oh, and yeah, Xeno's talking about the black screen of death again. Okay, if anyone's got a quick way that they know of that we can get to the black screen of death, we could do that right at the end, actually, and show you that. Right, so what do we want? 16-bit sound files. Yeah, wait, what's going on? Yeah, install. There we go. Wow, look at this. Windows 3.1 UI. Look at this. Ah, Sector Wire. Talking about tea, thank you for reminding me about the tea that I just made, because I was really thirsty and I forgot that I made it. Sorry guys, bear with me a sec. I've got to drink my tea now in a really awkward position because the microphone is here, where it used to be over here. But I think the sound's better there, so just excuse me a second while I lean over here and drink this. Yeah, so I mean, this appears to be working. It's definitely a little bit slow, but I mean that would be to be expected, right? It's a little bit slow, but it looks like at the moment this should work. Oh yeah, Dominic, you're right. Thanks for that. Yeah, you told me this yesterday, didn't you? Yeah. Okay, so if you want a quick way of looking at the black screen of death yourself, I'm going to pin Dominic's message. This will be probably the quickest way to do it. So you just type this command into command prompt, running as an administrator. Or do it from Task Manager, I'm guessing. Can you do that? Yeah. So, this is taking its time, isn't it? Has anyone got any questions? In the meantime, what can we talk about? I realised as well, actually, I think I said we had about 25 minutes, didn't I, when it was 25 to, but actually, I didn't really start until about 10 past, so technically we've got about 20 minutes. So. How has everyone's experience been with this build? Have you found it relatively stable, or have we found it buggy? Because there's definitely a few bugs that are present, aren't there? Yep, Gareth, we're going full retro. We're going 16-bit now. Oh yeah, hang on. This is a good point. Optimistic says the CTRL Alt Delete screen or Control Alt Delete. Yeah, I know people are gonna be having a go at me now. Yes, I say CTRL. Sorry about that. The Control Alt Delete screen is now black. Yeah, let's check this. Isn't it? It's black. So this would appear to corroborate the fact that the black screen of death may be an intended thing, that maybe they want this whole UI to be black now instead of blue. Who knows? Could be possible. Yeah, it is black, isn't it? Didn't notice that. Right. I don't think we should overwrite files because that sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, okay. Oh, Doggy. Did anyone have this game? Did anyone have this Monopoly game? And it came with this little extra thing called Doggy, and this is brilliant. I've got to show you this if you haven't seen this. This is so good. Right. So Zeno says, other than the clock in the system tray not respecting UK's date format. Oh, does it not do that? Wow, that needs to be fixed, doesn't it? That would drive me insane. It's a good build. Awesome. Nasmus says it's the same bugs from earlier Windows 10 branded Cobalt builds. Yeah, because I mean, really, it's the same thing, isn't it? Just with the new user interface. Okay. Zeno says this is a good point. The whole black blue screen of death, you know, task CTRL screen thing. That could be because maybe they're gonna link it to accent colors. That's interesting. I like that idea, actually, having it follow your accent color. Why does it keep telling me, okay, yes, install FreeCell. Yes, do that. I mean, FreeCell is a good game as well. Not quite as good as Doggy, in my opinion, but yeah, okay, let's install FreeCell. Then look, now I've got a few things we can try 16-bit wise. Right. So, hopefully these will be in the start menu. Let's find out. More apps. Start menu doesn't have folders anymore, am I right? I think that's correct. Oh, it does. Okay, so let's try Monopoly first, because that's what I was actually meaning to try. Oh, look. See, look, that WinG thing. Maybe I needed to overwrite those files. Okay, let's try FreeCell. I'd imagine this will work. Mind the Ground says, if you know WinAero Tweaker, it now has Windows 11 settings. I did not know that it has those settings now, so thanks for letting me know. That's brilliant. We can have a look at that in a minute, actually. That would be a good thing to do, and then we can listen to the new startup sound. So yeah, here we go. We've got 16-bit FreeCell. So to answer, I think it was Jacob's question, OTVTM does appear to work, yeah? There you go. I mean, I'm not going to play this now, because I've got other things to do. Oh no, Doggy doesn't work. Oh no, why not? Return to Windows. Do you remember when installers always used to ask you to restart Windows at the end? What if I drag it onto here? Will that help? I'm not sure. Actually, that's a good point. That FreeCell game might have been a... Was that a 32-bit game? Because I didn't actually have to run that through OTVDM. Oh no, Doggy's not working. This is really sad. This must be on YouTube. You need to go and look this up, this Doggy game. It's brilliant. Have a look, actually. If I can find it quickly on here. Let's see. Doggy game. I don't know. Someone must have put it on there somewhere. Surely. I would recommend going to look that up. It's brilliant. Okay. Okay, so that answers Jacob's question, hopefully, Jacob. Let's have a look at WinAero Tweaker, actually. That's also a good thing to do. And again, I mentioned this in the last stream I did on build 21996, but if you don't know about this app, it's great if you're using Windows because it gives you a lot of customization options that have been removed in recent versions of Windows. So for example, you can change the system font, you can change the startup sound, so it's really good if you like to really customize. So Mind the Ground says that there are apparently now new Windows 11 options, so let's have a look at what they are. I'm curious to know what the options will be. Okay, let's just change the theme again, why not? I'm trying to keep it interesting by changing this. Let's go to this one. I don't think I've used this yet, have I? Classic dark mode, love it. Right. Right, so yeah, thanks Luke, I think that's what I was thinking of. So developer Luke says you can no longer have folders where you have live tiles in them, you know, like that feature where you could have groups of tiles in a folder from Windows 8. It's that, isn't it? That's not there anymore. Yeah, thanks for that. Dominic says, imagine coloured backgrounds when you can give your blue screen of death image backgrounds. That would be brilliant. That would be, wouldn't it? There was a way in Windows 9X that you could change the colour of the blue screen of death. There was a way to do that. I forgot exactly how to do it, but you could change the colour. I remember that. Obviously not an image, but you could change the colour. Okay, what has changed here? Let's listen to the startup sound, actually. Let me just turn my music off. So, yeah, have a little listen to this. So that startup sound is slightly different to the one that was in 21996. Only slightly, though. So I'll play this again, just in case you didn't get it. So yeah, that's slightly different than it was in the leaked build. Oh, my chat's frozen again. Why does YouTube do this? What's going on here? Sorry guys, 1 second. Let me refresh that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's just completely frozen. Yeah, so I'm not sure what is new here. Oh, chat, what you doing? Ah, there we go. It's back. Awesome. Yeah, sorry guys, it just completely froze, so I didn't see what people were saying. Nazma said to drag Doggy to OTVDM. Yeah, I tried that, but it wasn't working. Was not working. Dominic says find the EXE. Yeah, we could try that. Find the EXE for Doggy. Okay, let's try that first, and we'll come back to WinAero Tweaker, since I was talking about it a minute ago. Right. So we want to go to here. Can I right click on this here? Open file location. Okay, let's try this. Properties. Where are you, Doggy? You are in C Westwood Monopoly Doggy. Okay, C Westwood Monopoly Doggy. Okay, which one is the exe file? Why are there two? Why, this is a better question, why does Windows turn off file extensions by default? That is very annoying. Hide extensions, okay. Okay, this is, yeah. Right, so let's try this. Oh, there we go. Oh, thanks, Dominic. That's just a classic case of me being stupid again, probably, isn't it? Dragging the shortcut there. Here we go. Oh, look. Yeah, so look, this is brilliant. I used to play this more than Monopoly when I had this in Windows 98 days. Look at this. It's brilliant. Love it. Love this. I'm having way too much fun. This is probably a bad idea because now I can't stop. Oh, love it. Love it. Look, you can just do... This would be so good for stress, wouldn't it? Love it. Incredible. Yeah, Dominic says you have unlocked IE6. Yes, indeed. And what good memories we all must have of doing this, especially in Windows 9X. It used to happen all the time. So yeah, if anyone's interested, I can probably post this on the Discord because it's just going to be a tiny little exe, isn't it? Let's see, actually, how big is this file? 84 kilobytes. So there you go. If anyone wants this, I don't think Westwood would be too upset if I shared it. So yeah, I mean, it's not really a game. It's meant to be just a way to test the WinG capabilities of your system. Yeah, look, WinG sample application. There you go. Awesome. Love it. Xeno, that would be a brilliant... Look, that could be the next mini-series. Running doggy on every version of Windows. Let's make it happen. That would be awesome. I'd love that. Right. Okay, so WinAero Tweaker. Let's just have a quick look at what's changed here. I'm probably not going to be able to remember what's changed because I haven't used this in a while. But what is there? Is there anything obvious? Oh, it's got an option to turn on the Windows 10X boot animation. So this is, how can I describe this? On the boot screen, you know, the little spinner with the little dots that spins round, the little white dots. This is a replacement for that. That makes it look more like this one on here. It looks more like the one in Windows 10X. So that is that. Okay, what else is new though? Windows 11 taskbar size. Oh, okay, so look, it lets you do that registry thing quickly. Change the taskbar size. Awesome. What else? There's definitely a lot of options here, aren't there? Don't know if there are any other new options. It could just be those two, but I could be wrong. But yeah, anyway, this is a great app if you love customizing Windows. As you can see, there's loads of options. If you've not used it before, I would recommend that definitely. Okay, Dominic had a question. Dominic wanted me to try activating the Aero Light theme, or wanted me to activate the Aero Light theme. So yeah, Dominic, if you let me know how you want me to do that, I can do that. How do I do that? I can't remember. Do you have to just go into resources, themes, and click the file? Is it still there? Or do you have to recreate it? I can't remember. I'll just wait for you to tell me rather than doing it myself, because that usually leads to bad things happening. A la breaking Windows 11 build 21996 by activating the classic theme the wrong way. So yeah, how do I activate Aero Light? Oh, WinAero Tweaker. Oh, see, I would just not have thought of that. Thanks for that. Okay, let's go back here and do that. Oh yeah, here we go. Why did that colour of blue change? That was weird. Awesome, there you go. That is the Aero Light theme. Excuse me while I just wipe my nose. It's very professional. Oh, sorry about that. Yep, this is the Windows Aero Light theme, which is still here, which came in Windows 8, I believe, or was it Windows 7? I can't remember. I think it was Windows 8, wasn't it? Windows 8, it's got those horrible Windows 8 buttons. So yes. Awesome. Okay, so we are down to the last 5 or 10 minutes. So does anyone else have anything they would like me to try in this build? Or equally any questions? Just let me know. Let me know. Leonard says this looks better. Do you prefer this? I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but if not, then good for you. Why not? I'm not a fan of this, though. Yeah, I'm with Luigi on this one. 2 out of 10. Not a fan. Let's go back. So yeah, anyone got anything else they want me to try in this build? I don't think there's anything that we missed, apart from maybe the out-of-box experience. But in order to do that, I mean, I do have a snapshot, but to do that, I'd actually have to restore the snapshot, and that would probably take a long time. It's usually taken quite a long time. In fact, I'll tell you what we could do. Let's do the black screen of death, and then I'll restore the snapshot, and we'll just see if it takes a long time. Luigi, after the 98 series, the next one, which has been voted for by people on the Discord, is going to be Windows 8. Okay, so yeah, let's do the black screen of death if you haven't seen this. So wait, I want to go to SVC host. That's right, isn't it, Dominic? I think. Wait, what am I doing? It's in here. So we just kill this one. Yep. Okay. There we go. So that is the black screen of death at the moment, with a little bit of blue around the text, but I don't know if that is is what it's like in that build, or if that's just VMware, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the black screen of death. Okay, so now let's try and see if we can go back to the out-of-box experience. I have no idea how quickly this will restore. Let's find out. Usually it's quite slow, but we can try it. Yeah, so Zeno and Dominic say the blue around the text is just a VM bug. Yeah. Can I move this window? Can I move it out of the way over here? Right, so yeah, this is currently restoring the snapshot. I have no idea how long this will take. Oh, well that's not good. It apparently could not even do it. Let's try that again then. Oh dear. See, this is why I thought it was a bad idea. I don't trust any of this. What's going on here? Insufficient permissions, apparently. That's a new one. Don't know why. Nope, not going to work. But yeah, I mean, the out-of-box experience, if you've used or seen, people videos on build 2.1996, it's the same design, it just has some extra screens in it. Like I said, it was things like, do you want to activate OneDrive and things like that. Nothing really exciting. And I think it was Luke that said there was also a screen where you could put in a computer name, so nothing really that exciting, just some extra options that you could use. Yeah, so let's go to, what am I trying to do here? I want to go to none of those options. Wait, let's go back to this for a second. Yeah, so I think we've got about 5 minutes left. If anyone's got any last things that they want to talk about, by all means, I'm all ears. Any questions or comments? We can have a little discussion in chat about anything. I do not mind. Yeah, Dominic says 11 out of 10 out-of-box experience, jokes aside. Yeah, I like it as well. I like that design. That's again come over from 10X, isn't it? So I love all these visual changes. All the little animations and stuff, I love it. The attention to detail is, you know, a lot better than it was when they were developing Windows 10. Sector Wire, how come you missed it? Were you busy? Don't worry though, if you ever want to look back, all the streams go straight up on YouTube. I don't edit them or anything, so you'll be able to see the whole thing and all the live chat replay and stuff. So if you want to, you can do that. Flamepoint says Windows 11 system files still have a version number of 10. That's interesting. I wonder if they'll change that. Do you think they will? Will they change the kernel number from 10 to 11 or 10.1 or something? That'll be a good thing to see what happens. Interesting. Because Windows 7's was 6.1, wasn't it? And they said that was for compatibility reasons. They didn't bump it to 7 because they thought it might break compatibility with programs. But then for some reason, in Windows 10, they bumped it anyway to 10. So clearly they weren't worried about compatibility anymore by that point, or not as much anyway. Void Pointer says, I think Windows 11 will be 10, NT 10.1. Yeah, they could. That would be so funny though, wouldn't it? In a like not in a non-funny way, it would be funny because then they'd be like recreating that same problem they had with Windows 7, where they're going to do 10. Let's say they do 10.1 for compatibility reasons, and then when Windows 12 comes out, that'll be 10.2, and then it's just going to get more and more out of sync over time, all over again. And then maybe some point in the future, then they'll be like, oh, let's just jump it to, I don't know, 15 or something. Nasmus, this is an eternal question, and I'm glad that you've mentioned this. Yeah, this was a big problem. For example, when I was doing that count to 11 with Windows series, sometimes it's really difficult to actually tell which versions of Windows actually count as separate versions. So Nasma says, anyone find it odd that Windows 98 2nd edition was released as a separate OS and not as a free upgrade or free service pack? What does that make Windows 98 SE? Is that a new operating system or is it the same one? I don't even think Microsoft know. I don't think they know. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I count it as just an update to Windows 98, but Microsoft are so inconsistent with their naming, like how they name operating systems, how they name updates, that I literally don't know. Do not know. Don't know why I'm on this. Should I put myself full screen? Apologies about this in advance, because seeing me full screen is probably not great. But this is probably better than looking at the thumbnail, because I've used that for loads of the video. Yeah, what time are we on? We've got a couple of minutes. Okay, any last questions, anybody? For the last 2 minutes. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end, by the way. It's much appreciated. So hopefully you got something out of this. Even if you'd used the build already, hopefully you got some entertainment value. Hopefully. If you haven't seen the build, then hopefully I showed you the main features. That was what I wanted to do. Hopefully I've not made you, you know, fall asleep or anything horrible like that. Oh, have you seen the Bill Gates book? Oh yeah, I've got a story about this. Let's get Bill Gates. Come here, Bill. Okay, the Bill Gates book. So, this was recommended to me by, I'm going to forget his name again, Jagotu, who was in one of the... Oops, sorry, I've just bumped the microphone. He was in one of the first live stream tests that I did, and he was talking about the fact that there's not a lot of information on Windows 1, and this was apparently a book that had lots of information. Well, maybe not lots of information, but it had references in it to Windows 1, and specifically to some of the development builds of Windows 1. So I don't remember where, I think this was on Discord, but he showed me a screenshot of a development build, and this book apparently has a description in it that corroborates that screenshot. So this was just like a cheap secondhand copy I got on Amazon for like £2, which I'm aiming to just look through and hopefully see if it's got any things on Windows 1 that I don't know about, because I honestly find Windows 1 really interesting just because it's the first version and how it came about and stuff. And obviously because it's the first version of Windows and it's the oldest one, it's really difficult to find information on it. So I know that, for example, Jagotu's like trying to find old magazines and stuff from 1985 to see if there's any, like, you know, images or any information about Windows 1 development. But yeah, apparently this book has good information. I haven't actually read it yet though. It only came like a couple of days ago, but I thought it's got to go on the bookcase, right? Yeah, oh yeah, Luigi, exactly. So Bill will be with us in future, staring into your soul from the background. Yeah. And look, this book, can I just point this out? This book predicted Windows 11, right? Because look, it's got the Windows 11 logo and Bill's eye. Look, he knew it all along. He knew the whole time. Yeah. So you got it here first. Yeah, so let's put Bill back. Awesome. Yeah, so okay, so last question. Jacob says, what do you think of Microsoft getting rid of tiles? Personally, I was always a fan of live tiles, especially when we had Windows 10 mobile. So obviously now that we don't, which I'm still very sad about, they're not as useful. Like on desktop, they were never as useful, right? They made more sense on mobile. So I can understand why they kept them in Windows 10, because obviously they had Windows 10 mobile for most of the time when Windows 10 was the current, well, it still is the current version, but you know what I mean. But I understand why they're getting rid of them now, because it makes less sense, doesn't it? Especially not having them mobile anymore. Yeah, see, look, when I'm full screen, you can look at what all my books are. So yeah, Sector says there's a Michael Jackson book. Yes, there are loads of things here. Honestly, you could probably have a field day trying to figure out what books I've got here. So yeah. Awesome. So again, thank you all very much for being here. I hope, like I said, I hope you've got some sort of value out of this, even if it was just listening to me waffle on about Windows. But like I said, hopefully it was not too boring. I'm always open to feedback, so if you're in the Discord, leave me some feedback in the Windows on Windows channel. If you're not there, please feel free to come and join us. Just go to windowsonwindows.com. All the links are there. You've got the link to the Twitter, Discord, and so on. Please feel free to come and join us. We do voice chats every evening, and yeah, come join us. Thank you all again very much, and hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks, and hopefully we may have another build to look at by that time. So yeah, let's wait and see. Thank you again, and yeah, have a good evening, everybody. I will see you next time.